And good afternoon from Oil City High School. This is Titusville Rocket Soccer. Sounds odd, we'll explain it in a moment. Tonight, the Titusville Rockets host the Sharon Tigers in postseason boys soccer action. Our coverage of Titusville Rockets soccer this season is made possible by these great sponsors: State Farm Insurance, Oil Creek Plastics, Interstate Pipe and Supply, Larry's Auto Service, True Value Hardware, Armstrong, Anderson Physical Therapy, Titusville Dairy Products Company, Meadville Medical Center and Titusville Area Hospital, by Joe Taylor Ford, by The Barking Lot, by Community Connect Federal Credit Union, by the Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, by Homerwood, by Clifford's Carpets and Waterbeds, by Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning, by Family Video, and by Corky's Pizza and Subs. And our playoff sponsors include Los Scales Elder Law, Protect Your Legacy, and by Missy's Arcade Restaurant, serving breakfast and lunch with daily specials. And we welcome Gary Barnes to do play-by-play for this special coverage. And Gary, a little bit wet on the fields in Titusville, so Titusville is home here at Oil City.
Yes, good afternoon, Luke. And we've got a beautiful full day here today. Bright sunshine, temperature around about 50 degrees. And we're playing on the artificial turf in Oil City. So we appreciate the cooperation of Oil City High School. We kicked off and the ball is in the hands of Braden Strong. I keep trying to say Strong.
Well, he is, as a goalie, he is incredible to watch.
He has had a spectacular season. Very athletic, good reflexes. Almost cat-like, if you like. Ball playing in midfield. Cleared by Peyton Bass up to halfway. Cam Cleland plays the ball nicely into Sam Rio. Rio to Skinner. And Ethan Roberts with the ball on the right wing. Trying to play Nick Wright down to the corner flag. Skinner's in the middle, but the ball runs out of play.
Hard to believe, Gary, a week ago we were watching the boys play at Carter Field, which was a fun evening.
Yes, it was.
And a great game to watch.
It was a great game. It was an unusual game. The Rockets really played with sparkling brilliance in their front line. It was an absolute delight to watch. And they raced into a 4-0 lead, only to be pegged back at the end of the game by the Northeast Grape Pickers, and they were pegged back to 4-4. But today, Titusville Rockets are playing the Sharon Tigers. Tigers in their change colors of all brilliant white. I don't know who does their laundry, but they must use a special detergent. Some controlled play here by Titusville, playing some short passes to each other, trying to control the game in the early stages, playing the ball nicely through midfield, but ball given away, but Sharon's got the ball, and it's number 10, Ty Chotro, making some ground down the right wing. He's near the corner flag, passes the ball back to Ben Barron. Ben back to Ty, but the ball goes out, and it's going to be a Titusville throw deep into their own half. Ethan Roberts sends the ball high. Ethan looks as though he's starting to play deeper in this game than the last game. He played forward. He looks as though he's starting off on the left back position. Possibly Titusville have got some information regarding how Sharon play, and maybe some of their strong plays down the right wing, and Ethan's been put in there to combat that.
Of course, the loser today, Gary, will wrap their season up.
This is true. There's a lot riding on this game. Well, Kate Skinner is lurking on the halfway line, occupying the back three here of Sharon. Like a tiger in his lair, waiting to pounce.
It's a nice move by Nick Wright.
Yeah, absolutely. Ball played up to right and Skinner, but you see how this ball is bouncing on this artificial turf. The players have got to show some real control, because on normal grass where it's wet and you've got a little bit of mud, that will take the bounce out of the ball. Here, when the ball goes up in the air, it's almost like a Super Bowl bouncing.
We always have this I was going to say argument, but it's more of a conversation during football. The Bodemer guys think grass is best to play on. How about you?
Oh, I love grass, yeah.
Okay.
Well, one of the problems with artificial turf is that it's pretty unforgiving, and the number of friction burns that can be, you know. And we're all good corner from Titusville, headed out by the Sharon defense. Good header out there by Ben Barron, who's swapped his offensive duties for defensive ones. Yeah, all players really enjoy, you know, crawling around in the mud. No, don't let them tell you otherwise.
I think the guys had fun last Monday night. That was kind of a mud bath for them.
Yeah, it certainly was. Titusville on the attack. Ball played out to Cam Cleland. But well defended there by the left back, which I think is J.R. Stevenson. But Nick Wright with a chance. Oh. Nick Wright with a shot, and blocked by Stevenson. So two good defensive plays there by Stevenson within the space of about 30 seconds. Nick Wright, we remember, scored an absolutely splendid goal from long range in the last Titusville game when they played Northeast. Part of a sparkling trio of attacking talent with Skinner and Roberts and Wright last week.
Yeah, here, look at that good leg strength there.
Yeah,
look at that.
He hammered down. I'll bet Actually, it was blocked by Nikolai Dobosh. I think Nikolai will have felt that one.
Replay brought to you by Oil Creek Plastics, and our playoff sponsors tonight include Los Scales Elder Law and Missy's Arcade Restaurant.
And we got a corner for Titusville. Ethan Zadako, number 15, he's making strides into the penalty area, trying to use his height to maybe get a head on the ball. Cross comes over, but it's a low cross, and it was easily cut out by number 6, Josh Villegas. Ball sent up to Titusville half, but there was nobody. Sharon would play really deep there. There was nobody upfield to collect the ball. Well, the ball's been collected safely in the hands of Colin Huff now, goalkeeper for the Sharon Tigers. Sends a long ball up to the halfway line, where it's intercepted by Derek Beach. Skinner to Wright with the ball. He looks as though he's trying to set himself up for another shot, but he's closed down by the Sharon defense, but it's still picked up by Ethan Roberts and then taken off him by his opposite number 11, Justin Stanek. Well, I said that Nick Wright was starting off playing at left fullback. We seems to have switched back up to midfield now. Wright with a shot, and Colin Huff. Sorry, it's Ethan Roberts, I think, with a shot, and Colin Huff read it correctly. Watched it go harmlessly past his left-hand post. Nikolai Dobash with a goal kick. Launches it upfield, looking for Ben Barron and Tai Chotro, but it's back in the Sharon penalty area. Set up nicely. As I almost set up nicely. TITUSVILLE are trying some intricate short passing moves at the moment, which I think is a good tactic on this fast-running surface.
They've certainly been keeping control of the ball the last handful of minutes.
Yeah. Campbell Signs with some good short passes there. Strong challenge by Rio. Wins the ball. Picked up by Roberts, trying to find Skinner, but been impressed so far with the Sharon defense. They've done most of the work for the Sharon side, and they look a pretty compact, solid unit.
Gary, we know some of the refs down on the field. A game like this, the emotions are obviously high, and there's, you know, the butterflies in your stomach here. You're in the playoffs. Do the refs feel a little bit of that, the pressure of a game like this? Or is this just another game?
Well, for an experienced referee, it's really another game. And what they usually do, there's certain time periods you can work out where you can see like duels where people are pushing and shoving. See, Kate Skinner's been quite physical at the moment, so I'm sure the referees will be keeping an eye on that. But usually it's around about midway through the second half when tempers usually start to flare. It's unusual for a game to start off with a high emotional content. Good shot. Oh. Daisy cutter there by Nick Wright. Didn't quite get the power that he wanted into it. And Colin Huff in the Sharon goal read it well. Made sure his body was behind the ball and dealt with it easily. Zadako knocks the ball up to the left wing, but it goes harmlessly out of play.
And here's a look at that one again.
Yeah. Spencer Baker to take the throw. Yeah, right. Kind of a similar shape to his body when he scored last week. But didn't quite get the accuracy and the power in that shot this time. Ball picked up on the halfway line by number 6, Villegas. But Zadako easily clears the danger. Nice ball up to Cade Skinner, who heads the ball forward to Nick Wright. But it's being dealt with by J.R. Stevenson. But Wright's picked up the ball. Cuts inside one player, cuts inside another, tries to set up Roberts. Still Wright with the ball. Nice turn. Plays it through to Skinner. Skinner tries to roll the ball back to Wright. But the defense hold firm, and finally Kate Skinner tries a shot from the left-hand side of the D, the penalty area, and the sting was taken out of the shot as it hit the boot of, I think it was Nikolai Dobash, and he ran harmlessly through to Colin Huff in the goal. Big kick launch by Dobash, but bounces once. Braden Sprong read any danger and snuffed it out immediately. Anticipation is also a major part of a goalkeeper's arsenal, and that's another thing that Braden's got. He's got a very quick brain, and he reads situations on the field quite quickly and reacts accordingly.
Just a great athlete. He can get high if he needs to. He can go lateral if he needs to. He's just fun to watch.
Yeah. Totally agree, Luke. Totally agree. Makes a change for us to agree on things. That, a stop clock strikes twice in a day. Got a stoppage in play here at the moment. Skinner with a long throw down the left wing line, looking for Wright. Wright heads it on. Roberts trying to run onto the ball, but Nikolai Dobash intercepts. I think Nikolai so far has been the standout player for the Tigers so far in this game.
Gobosh putting the kibosh on that.
That's right. That was instant, folks. That was not scripted.
Thank you. I'll be performing this Saturday night at the Colonel Drake Hotel.
Peyton Bass with a corner kick. Nice corner kick, high up into the air, chested down, and then kicked out by Gobosh again. Some nice dribbling there by Ben Barron, but he runs into a phalanx and he throws an elbow. Barron threw an elbow on the back of Bass. I don't think he caught Peyton at all, but the intent was certainly there. So I take back what I was saying earlier about, ugly situations usually presenting themselves midway through the second half. We've seen quite a bit of pushing and shoving so far from both teams so far. So we need to be careful that this doesn't get ugly. And number 10, Ty Chawstraw, seems to have picked up an injury, and he's been replaced by Jake Oakter, number 9. Ty seems to have been winded a little. He's looking back at possibly a Titusville player who he thinks might have not done him any good. He seems to be holding his back. I'm sure he'll be back after a while. Nice head on there. As I say, nice head on there by, I think it was Justin Stanek. And for the first time in about 10 minutes, the ball was actually played into the Titusville penalty area. Braden Sprong with a kick. Now we saw there, I think, with Roberts and number 4, Spencer Baker, kind of not giving each other an inch of ground and kind of banging into each other. Peyton Bass comes out with the ball. Played down the wing. Campbell signs. Bass again in with a strong challenge on Oakter, who, like I say, has just come onto the field. Nick Wright wrestling with, well, not literally wrestling, but dribbling the ball neatly with the back heel past J.R. Stevenson. Crosses it in, and ball bounced, and a possibility of a handball there by Spencer Baker. Although I think it's more ball to hand than hand to ball. And Stevenson, the Sharon left back, plays the ball out for a throw about 30 yards out from the Sharon goal.
You talked to the Sharon coach before the start of the match, Gary. You said he said one of their team strengths are
we said corner kicks, yeah. But so far, I don't think they've had one.
No. So if you can keep them from those corner kicks, that's a good start.
Yeah. Well, Titusville seem to be playing, kind of a back line of 5. But Sharon is still playing very deep. They're only really challenging them with 1 or 2 players. So every time they get the ball up to the Titusville penalty area, they're being outnumbered quite heavily. You hear the Sharon coach, he's urging his players for more wing play. Wright sends the ball through to Skinner. Skinner beats the defense. He's got the goalkeeper to beat. He shoots. And I think it hit actually the football crossbar, not the soccer goal crossbar. But definite chance there for Titusville. A beautiful move. Skinner had played the ball on very nicely for Skinner to chase. He outstripped the Sharon defense, set himself up with a shot, and unfortunately got underneath it a little bit and sent the ball over the crossbar. But that's the best chance of the game so far that we've seen. And like I mentioned earlier, you know, Skinner is lurking on that back line waiting to pounce. And we see it again. Him and Nick Wright seem to be getting into a bit of a rhythm in that Titusville front line. And Ethan Roberts is doing some sterling work in the midfield of Titusville here. Roberts to Wright, back to Roberts. They're starting to play that intricate little footwork that we saw in the last game against Northeast. Peyton Bass passes the ball to James Titus on the left wing. Tries to play in Roberts, but he's picked up by the Sharon Tigers. And Colson Weigel looks as though he's lining up for a big throw. Well, I don't think that came off as planned. Ball's back in Titusville hands. Cade Skinner on the left wing. Plays the ball inside to Ethan Roberts. Skinner and Wright running into the middle of the goal. Right. Roberts tries to beat the fullback there. Takes the ball past him, but good awareness by goalkeeper Colin Huff, who comes out and picks up the ball. Long ball, trying to free up the forwards for Sharon. It's Colson Weigel with the ball, tries to get a shot, and he does, and he takes a whack to the shin as he does so. He followed through with the ball, and I think his shin kind of caught Ethan Sadako's boot.
Well, let's go back a little bit here, Gary.
There's a run through from Cade. Beautifully outstrips the two Sharon defenders. Sets himself up with a shot, and just hits it a little wide. And it looks like, unfortunately for the Sharon Tigers, with only 20 minutes of the game gone, it looks like they're going to have to take off another one of their starters who's been injured. Like I say, Colson Weigel basically hit a left foot shot, and his shin, I think it was his shin caught the boot of Ethan Zadako, rather than Ethan aiming a boot at Colson's shin. But nice bit of sportsmanship there. Weigel and Cade Skinner basically slapping hands as Weigel goes off the field to receive some treatment.
That's nice to see. We were talking, I think, before we came on about sportsmanship, and it's nice to see that.
It is, and you do like to see it. I mean, both teams are playing hard here. They both know what is at stake.
Not only are you a soccer fan, you said you're tired of all the fights breaking out in curling.
Yes, right.
It's a little physical in there.
I tell you. I think we're talking about toughness. I think we should also mention Titusville's ladies soccer program, which has been a pride of the town for a good few years now.
Despite Joey Timon being the head coach. I'll tell you,
he said that, not me. I'm just saying.
No, I'll tell you what, he brings some energy to that program, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
And not just to the girls, but he helps us with youth soccer as well.
Yep.
But you've got, when we started talking about this last week, Gary, with the boys team, you look at the experience on this coaching staff. It's incredible. It's wonderful to see.
Yeah, I mean, We've got a large number of people now involved in the soccer program who've been playing soccer themselves for a large part of their lives and kind of understand the dynamics and the techniques of the game, and that's certainly shone through in recent years in the Titusville soccer program. Like I say, both with the male and the female sides. And now a break on now down the right wing for Sharon by Ben Barron. And Ben is upended in the Titusville penalty area, but the referee decides that he either tripped up his own feet or on the ball. But again, you notice that when Ben broke through there, he was surrounded by 3 Titusville defenders. So he really had very little room to maneuver and nowhere to go.
Martha and the Vandellas, nowhere to run?
Nowhere to run, yeah. Oh.
This might be one of those games, Gary, where it ends at 1-0. And
it's possible. I mean, Adrian Haynes just in the picture there. He's been doing a sterling job in defense along with Peyton Bass and Derek Beach and Sam Rio. But here's a break now with, again, nice tackle. That was Ty Chotro, who's come back in the game. Back's a little better now. It was an aggressive move by Ty, and I think it might have been Adrian Haynes who basically caught him up and put in the tackle. But the Tigers are starting slowly to look a little bit more dangerous in their offense as the game wears on. Nick Wright with a good cross, and J.R. Stevenson with a forceful header as Cade Skinner was looking to take the ball into the Sharon penalty area. Interesting maneuver there by Shot comes in and bounces off a Sharon defender up into the air and picked up by Colin Huff. Sharon trying to launch an attack. But Chotro doesn't win the ball. Ethan Roberts is having a sterling game in Titusville's midfield. Now he's playing right wing, so I've had him playing left back, centre midfield, and now right winger. Guys all over the place. As is my commentary, but there you go.
Boys postseason soccer play brought to you by Los Scales Elder Law, protect your legacy, and by Missy's Arcade Restaurant, serving breakfast and lunch. And, of course, they have their daily specials at Missy's Arcade.
I think you might have noticed, Luke, in this game, I was mentioning before about the artificial turf and how the ball bounces. We've had an unusually large amount of headed balls, both forward and clearances. Good effort by Roberts, tried to curl the ball, but really didn't get his foot around the ball enough to get it to swerve towards the goal that is being guarded by Colin Huff. And it's Armando Bosch again with a long goal kick. Up to Colson Weigel. Colson's none the worse for his earlier injury there. And that's what you call a cultured clearance by Sam Rio. If there's danger, make sure the ball is well out of play. Actually, it gives the defense time to set up again as well. Looks like Weigel with a throw. Try to find Ben Barron, but they'll get to have another go at it. Chotro's in the middle, surrounded by 4 Titusville players, and the ball bounces off one of them.
My wife made it to the game.
I just heard that. For the sake of marital harmony, I'll say nothing. Chortra is definitely proving a thorn in Titusville's side here, and I thought he'd won his side a corner, but it's going to be a goal kick. Difference, I think, between the teams so far is we've seen Titusville's midfield and forward players linking up quite nicely, and Sharon basically are hoping for some piece of individual brilliance or skill from one of their forward players. And Nick Wright's chasing. Absolutely, you have to say what wonderful, cool defensive play that was by, like I say, our man of the match for Sharon so far, Nikolai Dobosh. He knew he was under pressure. He had to shield the ball and did it very calmly to keep Nick Wright away from the ball and allowed his goalkeeper to make a simple play. Very, very good defending. And you can see the position there. He's kind of playing a sweeper role behind his defense. He's the deep guy looking to pick anything up, Nikolai Dobosh. He's like on the 10-yard line where most of the defenders are 5 or 10 yards in front of him. And apart from that one break where Cade Skinner got in behind the Sharon defense, they've been Dobosh has marshaled it excellently so far.
Cade trying to push that pass through.
And that's, like you say, this is a good tactic because you overhit a ball here, then you know the ball's just going to bounce into the hands of the goalkeeper or go out. Had a substitution. Number 12. I think that's Liam, is it? Number 12? Liam Thompson, I believe. Liam's had a cut. Ethan Roberts into Liam Thompson, who'd wandered offside.
I don't think that's Liam.
No, I think it's Hunter Titus.
Is it Hunter Titus? Yeah. All these kids with yellow shirts look the same to me. What can I say? Yeah. Apologies to Hunter. Hunter Titus went offside, although he might not like me for saying that.
I'm pretty sure that's
Hunter's been quite tenacious, putting in some energy and verve to the Titusville front line. Some tricky play there. Barron sends a nice pass up to Chortra, but Peyton Bass read it well, and Peyton Bass just read it well again. Played a nice short pass in to Ethan Roberts. Back to Bass.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That should be gold.
Yeah. Well, Corey Peoples has popped up with some nice interplay in the last few minutes. He's pulled over to this left-hand side. And, well, less than 10 minutes to go in the first half. It's pretty unusual. We've just had the crowd catcalling the referees for the first time. Cade Skinner, Ethan Roberts with a good run there. Saw him effectively use a shoulder charge, which the referee allowed to go on, which I think is a good thing to see. Peoples back to Roberts. Roberts tries a long ball, searching for Skinner and for Cleland, but again, Sharon defense shows up well. Showing up well though is the Titusville Rockets wing play.
I like watching Cade's quickness.
Yeah. Campbell Signs comes off to be replaced by Nick Wright. Oh, Cade Skinner showboating a little, but unfortunately I don't think his own team were expecting it. And it's going to be a free kick as Nick Wright is dumped unceremoniously to the floor. It's about 25 yards out. This is well within shooting range for Peyton Bass and Nick Wright. And it looks like Nick Wright is lining up to take a shot. Nick shoots, and Colin Huff positions himself very well, collects the ball into his chest, and sends a nice ball up to set up an attack for Sharon, led by Ty Chortraw and Colson Weigel. But I think both defenses have really been on top of this game in this half, Luke. Going to be a free kick to the Tigers. Launched long by Dobosh. And his opposite number 7, Bass, heads it out. Cade Skinner plays a neat inside ball to Corey Peoples. Skinner picks the ball up again. Strong running. Tries to play the ball through to Nick Wright, but Wright picks it up, plays it through to Skinner, who's onside. He's got a... Oh, I thought that was going to be a certain goal, but a brilliant save there by Colin Huff, who basically threw himself out the ball and blocked it with his legs. And immediately there's a break on at the other end. And what a defensive play there by Adrian Haynes, who prevented...
Let's go back to that Titusville opportunity, Gary. Wow.
Yeah.
Inches from getting underneath them.
Excellent save, you have to say. Corner kick, though, coming in. And Nicholas Leftheris managed to get his head to it, but could not direct the ball towards the Titusville goal. And a huge kick launched by Braden Sprong. And Skinner's released again in a penalty area, and this time he's tackled. Guess up once more. Hunter Titus sends it in. Guess who was in the way? Dobosh. Well, we just had exciting goalmouth action at both ends. Well, Tigers beginning to show their teeth now. But Adrian Haynes trying to make way down the left wing. And Ty Chortro goes to the ground making a tackle. Peyton Bass, though, is going to come over and take the throw. Oh, it's a free kick, actually. Wright sends the ball into the middle towards Skinner. Skinner gets the... Well... Well... Ball came to Skinner on his right foot, but he just couldn't quite make the connection. But the chances are certainly coming for that young man, and you know, as a striker, you always think you're going to score the next one. And
as a striker, I would hope that you're thinking you're going to score the...
No, good strikers don't dwell on misses. And a shot coming through from Derek Beach. Great run by Beach. Superb shot. And I'm very impressed with this Sharon goalkeeper. He looks very composed, no panic. Made an excellent save, looked routine. Always a sign of a good goalkeeper. Nearing the end of the half, and the ball's going to be played in by Nick Wright. Sends a cross into the penalty area, and I don't know if Dobosh has a ball magnet on his chest or whatever, but he's been absolutely resolute in that Sharon defense. But there's a slip there. Again, you see what I mean about Dobosh playing in the sweeper role. The defender in front of him made a mistake. He anticipated it and cleared the danger immediately. And now Sharon trying to launch an attack, but Adrian Haynes cuts it out nicely. Peebles to Haynes, but it's cut out by Weigel. And unfortunately for Colson, he couldn't keep the ball in. But I've noticed that Sharon are tending to push a few more players forward now. Whereas they only had one or two, they've now got 3 or 4 players trying to attack the Titusville back line. Haynes quietly effective in that left back role. It's picked up by Barron. Barron tries to send it across. It's cleared by Rio to the halfway line. And there's a lot of pushing and shoving right now. And Kate Skinner, I thought that Robert should have been called for the first push, but Skinner was called for the second one. Powerful shot by Barron from about 40 yards. Unfortunately for him, Braden Sprung in the Titusville goal, basically read it all the way. And that's the half with the score. Titusville Rockets 0, Sharon Tigers 0. A game where both defenses have shone.
We'll take a quick timeout, come back and recap that first half and talk about what we expect to see here in the second half. This is Titusville Rocket Soccer postseason play. Winner tonight moves on and plays Wednesday night. Our coverage will continue right after this.
Hospital partners, Meadville Medical Center and Titusville Area Hospital together provide a continuum of high-quality care across Crawford County. Both create the ultimate patient experience. Every patient, every time. Meadville Medical Center and Titusville Area Hospital are more than a hospital. We are a hospital partner, a community partner, a family partner, and a health partner.
So State Farm will be here to help protect our home?
Of course.
What about here?
Yep. Nice.
Okay. Here?
Who wants tinfoil in the microwave?
Here? Here? Here?
Feels a little awkward.
A little. Here?
You too.
So cold.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Anderson Physical Therapy is committed to your long-term health and well-being. With certified licensed therapists, Anderson's can provide therapy for all your rehabilitation needs. With offices located at 202 Union Street in Titusville and 118 Main Street, Ute, Anderson looks forward to opening their new location in Cambridge Springs, making it convenient for you to get back to doing the things you enjoy. So stay on top of your game with Anderson Physical Therapy, with convenient locations in Northwest Pennsylvania and online 24/7 at andersonphysicaltherapy.net. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home is dedicated to providing the highest level of service to Titusville and surrounding communities. Our family and staff continues the tradition started by Gordon B. Garrett in 1965, treating our clients with care and respect. Since then, we have grown, now in our third generation and in 2 locations, 303 North Washington Street and 203 East Main Street, Titusville. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, a history of tradition and commitment to excellence.
Oil Creek Plastics, the industry leader in polyethylene pipe, is proud to be a part of the Titusville community and a proud sponsor of Titusville High School athletics. Located off Route 27 in East Titusville, Oil Creek Plastics has been a vested part of the Titusville community for 28 years. At Oil Creek Plastics, we take pride in supporting our community and are thrilled to bring instant and slow motion replay to the stream's Titusville Rockets sports broadcasts. In Titusville and here to stay, Oil Creek Plastics. Best of luck to the Titusville Rockets.
Are you moving at the speed of business? File transfers, multiple locations, video chat. Companies these days are using more data than ever, and it's got to be fast. With gigabit internet from Armstrong Business Solutions, you can keep up with the pack no matter what size your company is. We can provide your business a reliable connection to our advanced fiber optic network with speeds from 100 megs up to 10 gigs per second. Get your business in the fast lane. Armstrong Business Solutions. Your business is our business.
And welcome back to Oil City High School at the half. The Rockets and the Tigers tied up 0-0. And I guess we should explain that the field conditions in Titusville kind of forced the game to be moved here, Gary. Just too wet to play on and not ready to go for a playoff game. So Oil City hosting tonight's or this afternoon's match.
Yeah, that's true, and it's being played on artificial turf, which is certainly something that the Titusville players aren't used to. And I made the comment before that I think it's certainly affecting the play a little bit, particularly when it comes to goal-scoring opportunities. The big opportunity that Cade Skinner had when he got past the Sharon defense and hit had a shot, and the ball went narrowly over the bar. I do believe that if that had been a grass pitch, a grass field, then it would have been lower. Whether it would have been low enough to actually go in the goal or not, I'm not going to say that, but certainly when you've got a hard artificial pitch like this, you've got to try and really get your head over the ball and try and kick through it, because it will rise very, very quickly. And I think overall, I would say that Titusville were mainly in control of the game. Sharon improved as the game went on, but they were relying on breaks. Overall, I think most of the Titusville team is playing pretty well. I think we've seen some standout performances from Adrian Haynes, who's made a couple of what I consider goal-saving or shot-preventing tackles. Peyton Bass and Ethan Zadarko have been winning basically all of the defensive headers. Sam Rio out on right back, a young player who I believe you know quite well.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he's basically stepped up to the plate, essentially playing at a high level and looks completely at home.
Well, let's go back to Cade, because that's interesting. This is how the play started here, Gary. So you can kind of see how it developed. And a nice pass up ahead by Nick Wright.
It was a beautiful chip by Nick, and the ball bounced nicely for Cade. He had time really to decide what he wanted to do. Went for power, and unfortunately just got under the ball a little bit. And like I say, had that been a grass field, a proper grass field, that ball would not have bounced as high initially. And so he would have been setting up to kick the ball when on a lower trajectory. If I haven't dazzled you with science there.
Oh, I'm writing this down. A test on Friday?
Yeah.
Hopefully a test Wednesday night, Gary, but we don't want to get too far ahead.
But the Sharon, from the Sharon point of view, I've just finished what I'm saying about Titusville. Corey Peebles has been busy, and the triumvirate of Roberts, Skinner, and Wright has produced some really pretty-looking football, pretty-looking soccer, but so far, although they've created quite a few chances, they've not managed to get the ball past a very impressive goalkeeper in Colin Huff for the Sharon Tigers. And I mentioned his name quite a lot in that first half, but certainly I think the standout player for Sharon Tigers has been number 7, Nikolai Dobosh. And they've had some breaks. Ben Barron has looked dangerous, and Weagle's looked dangerous, and I look forward to the second half.
Alrighty. In addition to our great sponsors supporting us all season long, we want to thank our postseason sponsors, Los Scales Elder Law, protecting your legacy, and Missy's Arcade Restaurant, serving breakfast and lunch. Plus, check out their daily specials. Second half action coming up in just a moment.
Whoever said it's only a dog never loved a dog. Our philosophy is simple. We treat every dog as if it were our own, and believe us, we spoil our dogs. When dogs are comfortable, they're happy. The Barking Lot in Titusville is ready to make your dog happy by offering grooming services, daycare, and boarding. Call today to schedule an appointment, or better yet, stop in and discover a stranger, crazier, quirkier group of dog lovers at the Barking Lot in Titusville.
Community Connect Federal Credit Union is a not-for-profit, member-owned financial institution, and becoming a member is pretty easy. Stop in, call, or visit our website at communityconnectfcu.com and click Join to get started. Ask about our money market accounts, low-interest loans on new and used vehicles, or start saving for the holidays with a Christmas Club account. Visit us today to get started. We're Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street, Titusville.
And welcome back. Second half action just moments away. Our coverage of Titusville Rocket soccer this season is made possible by these great sponsors: State Farm Insurance, Oil Creek Plastics, Interstate Pipe and Supply, Larry's Auto Service, True Value Hardware, Armstrong, Anderson Physical Therapy, Titusville Dairy Products Company, the Meadville Medical Center, Titusville Area Hospital, by Joe Taylor Ford, by the Barking Lot, by Community Connect Federal Credit Union, by the Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, by Homerwood, by Clifford's Carpets and Waterbeds, by Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning, by Family Video, by Corky's Pizza and Subs. And again, our postseason sponsors include Low Scales Law Office and Missy's Arcade Restaurant.
And we're away for the second half, and Derek Beach picks up the ball. And one of the things I was going to say about the first half was basically, I think one of the most exciting moments was when Derek burst forward and basically had a very strong shot, which was well saved by Huff, the Sharon goalkeeper. And
not Puff the Magic Dragon?
Puff the Magic Dragon, yeah. And Cam Cleland was certainly impressive. And speaking of impressive, Dobosh tries a shot from 50 yards. And, well, it was seen all the way by Braden Sprong. I'm assuming it was a shot. Certainly, I think one of the Sharon attackers would have had to have legs like a giraffe and the speed of a cheetah to catch it. Well. Haynes plays the ball inside to Roberts, but he's robbed by Barron. Barron tries a cross, but it goes behind the goal kick, behind the goal, and sails out for a goal kick.
I've been impressed with their passing skills this season, Gary.
Yeah, it's been a joy to watch. It really has. You know, it's not kick and rush. Nice. And that was an example of it there. There was a nice left wing run by Nick Wright. He saw Cade Skinner making a run, and he threaded the ball past two Sharon defenders, but unfortunately for Titusville, a third one read it and managed to cut it out before the ball went to Cade. Now, long ball launched by Sharon for Weigel to chase, but in the sprint race, I think Beach managed to win there. And well, Weigel's through. He's got Chultra in the middle. It must be a goal. It was not a goal. Outstanding goalkeeping by Braden Sprong, who just concentrated on looking at where the ball was. And that's certainly the best chance that the Sharon Tigers have had in the game. Skinner now on the attack for Titusville. He's got Rio in the middle, crosses over to Rio, but it's cut out just in time there by Justin Stanek.
Here's a look at that, Gary. Just incredible here.
I was certain that was going to be a goal. It
Wide
just had
open.
to be a goal. And it's sometimes the goalkeeper shows the attacker the eyes, and it's almost hypnotic. It's kind of like, just hit the ball to me. Do not put it in the corner. Well, that was certainly a leap from a young man. Colin Huff basically rose like Superman, taking off and calmly plucked the ball out of the air. Stanek now trying to play the ball forward, but picked up, and Sharon are starting to find their players a little bit more with their passing in these early stages of the second half. High ball launched by Sprong, picked up by Stanek, and referee rules that Stanek, that's Justin Stanek as opposed to Jason Stanek, I'm presuming the brothers, a handball. Dobosh heads the ball out. Still Titusville trying to push forward. But now Sharon have got a break. Ball sent long to Chase by Weigel, and he was well policed there by Rio, who forced the ball out, tracked him all the way, and it's a corner. We were told that Sharon's speciality was corners. Well, we'll see. Here comes one by Weigel. Plays the ball into the middle. Oh!
Wow.
I see what they mean. There were two Sharon players who found themselves free in the penalty area. One of them was Dobosh, who Just couldn't quite get his foot wrapped around the ball to send it towards the Titusville goal. Skinner picks up the ball on the halfway line. Sends the ball down the left-hand channel to Wright. Wright has got Campbell in the middle. And Roberts, that's a K. Oh! Skinner tries a shot with the outside of his foot from the edge of the penalty area. Put a nice curve on it to try and get it into the corner of the goal, but too much spin takes it away from the goal. And we have a goal kick for the Sharon Tigers. But a bit of excellent piece of soccer there from the Titusville Rockets. Nice turn by Haynes. Signs runs back to cover there, I think.
This could come down to the team that makes the first mistake.
Well, I tell you who's not going to make a mistake, and so far from what we've seen, and that's either goalkeeper. Both teams really have their goalkeepers to thank for not having a goal scored against them so far. Sprung with a goal kick.
Braden's got the sun right in his eyes this half, so he's got that to deal with too.
Looks like the boys are playing head tennis at the moment. Skinner tries to send right through, heads the ball through. Shot coming up from, Ethan Roberts really caught hold of that one.
What a kick, yeah.
It was like a laser going into the far corner, but again, fine goalkeeper that he is. Colin Huff read it all the way. Titusville putting on some pressure now. Corey Peebles starting to get involved with a lot of Titusville attacks down that left-hand side. Cam Cleland's waiting in the middle. Looks like it's going to be a long throw. Well, definite run up here from Cade Skinner. Launches the ball into the penalty area. And number 7, Dobosh clears, comes out to right, tries the volley. Looks spectacular, didn't come off, but Bass has the ball on the right-hand side. Plays it across field to right. Turns, setting up for a shot. Turns again. Passes it to Beach. Beach is going to hit one. And comes off his fellow number 4 on the opposite side and goes out for a corner kick for Titusville. Let's see how good Titusville corner kicks are. Peyton Bass is going to take it. A lot of yellow shirts in the middle. It's a low one, flashes across goal. There's a big scramble, and eventually it's cleared by Stanek. Plays the ball nicely out to Weigel. Rio intercepts. But Stanek plays the ball in. So that's a chalk throw being chased down by Haynes. Boys come together, and I think he's given the referee has given a free kick on the right-hand side, the left-hand side of the Titusville penalty area for pushing by Haynes. Colson Weigel with the kick. Sends it in low, comes back to him. Tries to pass the ball across. Nice wing play, but Peebles puts the ball out.
Starting to call those plays a little bit more, Gary.
Well, you kind of get more used to the players when you as a play progresses. Campbell sides not that out. Weigel picks the ball up again. It's not gone out. He's going to try another cross. Ball comes over. Beautiful head out, defensive header by Haynes. Rios chasing the ball down, stops it going out of play. Only succeeds in playing it across, intercepted by the Sharon attack. Nice ball inside, and good defending there by Peyton Bass. Stuck with Nicholas, left Harris all the way. Left Harris, and Weagle's going to take the throw. Ball comes in, fine ball. Headed back across the goal by Josh Villegas. The ball still bouncing about in the penalty area. See what I mean about a ball like a Super Bowl in the... Some excitement there in Titusville penalty area. That was an excellent cross and header back across goal by Josh Villegas. Unfortunately for the Sharon Rockets, there was nobody there to knock the ball in, and the Titusville defense eventually cleared. But we're seeing some Sharon pressure at the start of this second half. Now Titusville are on the break. Wright tries to play the ball through, being chased by Coulson, and Bosch decides that discretion is a better part of valor and puts the ball out for a throw-in. Roberts plays it in the right, but it's intercepted, but Titusville have picked it up again. Roberts sends the ball across, looking for Cade Skinner, who goes for the spectacular high kick, which he's been penalized for. I think he caught J.R. Stevenson on the shoulder, Jason Stanek on the shoulder, and gave away a foul. Haynes wins the ball back for Titusville. Both sets of players, you notice the shoulders coming together a lot, as both sets of players are really fighting for the ball. And Dobosh is lining up a big kick for Sharon, 10 yards inside his own half. And Sharon have pushed up an awful lot of players now. Sends the ball into the penalty area to Weagle. Weagle's got a shooting chance. Well, Weagle had a shooting chance, but Braden Sprong read the situation well, bravely dived upon the ball before the Sharon player could get off a shot. This reminds me a little bit of, slightly of the game we saw Titusville play Northeast, where Titusville absolutely dominated, you know, the first half, and then the second half the energy levels seem to drop a little, and you would have to say that the second half so far that Sharon have had the best of it. Derek Beach with a fine pass back to his goalkeeper there. I'm sure they've been practicing that maneuver on the training ground.
Some of those moves you just can't teach.
Roberts plays the ball to Skinner, out to Wright. Right on the left wing, picked up by Peebles. Wright again. Titusville playing some intricate passing movements, but they need to get the ball towards the goal, which it goes into, and a chance. Still there. And well, Campbell Sainz certainly found himself with a possible goal-scoring opportunity there. Just didn't quite manage to swing around and connect with the ball. And it eventually went out for a corner kick for the Titusville Rockets to be taken by Cade Skinner. Derek Beach running into the goal. Good header. Actually, it was Peyton Bass who took the kick to Skinner. Would have been good if Skinner had taken the corner kick to himself. Skinner went up, won the header, but didn't get a clean connection on it, and it went wide for a goal kick. Roberts on the ball to Wright. Try to find Cleland, but Cleland takes a quick throw to Wright. Wright lets it run. Roberts is on the ball like a flash. Picks up the ball on the right wing. Still with Roberts. And eventually the Sharon defense manages to snuff out the danger. But all of a sudden the game has swung the other way, and it appears that Titusville are currently in the ascendancy. Right, back heels to Roberts. Send a nice cross in, looking for Skinner. But Dobosh read the situation well, and cleared the ball. And again, a nice display of sportsmanship between two very hard fighting competitors, Skinner and Dobosh, who basically clapped hands with each other there. So again, a tough game being played in a good sporting way.
It's like circling the wagons.
Movement, yeah. Well, Cleland, Roberts, and Wright there basically playing keep ball on the right wing. Rio with a strong throw to Cleland, and Rio will get another chance to throw. Gained a yard. Pushing the back there on Wright, I thought, but Titusville got the ball. Roberts sends it across. Signs with the ball. Titusville building up patiently now. They seem to have settled down back into the game and found their rhythm once more. Yeah, I think an offside call. Josh Villegas is going to take the throw in for Sharon Tigers. Throws the ball down the line to Tai Chotro. And eventually that attack basically is snuffed out by the Titusville defense. Chotro with the throw. Nice turn by Lefteris, but again, Titusville defense stands firm. Game just in a little bit of a lull at the moment. And Skinner's got to be careful here. He's had a few fouls called against him, and he's being given a talking to by the referee. And I think that's Cade's last warning. I think one more will be a yellow card. And I think we're in for another mighty boot by Nikolai Dobosh. Yes, we are. Sends the ball well upfield. Being chased by Weigel. And doesn't get a good touch on the ball, and it rolls through to Braden Sprong in the Titusville goal. Halfway through the second half, it's still Titusville Rockets 0, Sharon Tigers 0. Cade Skinner launches a high ball up to Nick Wright. Wright's on a run towards the goal, being chased by Dobosh. Dobosh manages to get across Wright and hit the ball out for a corner kick. I thought Nick was on his way then, but Nikolai obviously had other ideas. Nick by another name, Nikolai. Titusville corner. Peyton Bass swings it in. And good goalkeeping there by Huff, not for the first time today. Comes in again and headed out by the Sharon defense. But Wright has the ball. Using his trickery, sets himself up for a shot.
Ooh.
And I think that shot was going in. That was a surprise shot, which I don't think Huff saw at first, but he dived to his right and pushed the ball around the post for a fine save and another Titusville corner. This one to be taken by Ethan Roberts.
I don't know if I have any nails left, Gary. This is starting to get intense.
That's why I keep my hands in my pocket. Well, he looked to find Skinner. Cade found himself free in the penalty area. He made himself a couple of yards, but couldn't get over the ball and headed the ball over the goal of the Sharon Tigers. Long ball played out of play there by Jason Stanek. Jason was trying to get a right wing move go, but couldn't keep the ball in play. Derek Beach launches, well, I was going to say launches the ball forward. It's picked up by Sharon. A lot of battling in midfield going on at the moment. Both sides trying to win the ball. It's kind of bouncing around like a bagatelle at the moment. Justin Stanek tries to play the ball up to Ty Chotro. Chotro crosses the ball into the Titusville penalty area, and I think the Sharon attackers were a little bit too pensive there. They didn't really attack the ball when they had a good chance, and so the danger was lost. But here's a shot now from Weigel, who completely gets under the ball and hits it harmlessly way over the Titusville Rocket goal. But if Colson had maybe composed himself a little more, let the ball bounce, controlled it, he certainly had the time. And that was certainly the Sharon Tigers' best chance of the game. Well, apart from the one that Peyton stopped at point blank range.
You've said that before, so.
Yeah. But the Rockets are on a break now. But good defending by Stevenson. The game's getting a little bit more stretched as players are starting to tire a little. Nikolai Dobosh, who seems to do everything for this team, launches a long throw down the left wing for Jake Octor to chase. A dispute about whose ball it is. Cleveland eventually takes the throw. Nice move by Adrian Haynes. Passes inside to Rio. Rio to Roberts. Rio wins the ball back. Tries to get it to Signs, but it's picked up and launched upfield by the Sharon Tigers. But Peyton Bash ups the danger. Play a little bit ragged from both sides at the moment, and Weigel went into the back of Peyton Bass, and Peyton didn't really take that as a sign of friendship. Two players kind of glared at each other, but it's right with a lovely mazy run on the right wing. Tries to push the ball through to Signs, but strong clearance there by, I think it was Barron. Yeah, number 8, Ben Barron. Adrian Haynes with a throw. Only finds the head of Sharon's Barron. And Sharon's Barron heads it out for a throw at the far side.
Sounds like a pizza.
Pizza, Sharon's Barron, yeah.
Oh, maybe that's Red Baron.
Yeah. This is Gleaming White Baron. Like I said, he's...
I think we're hungry. We're going to have to go to Missy's Arcade Restaurant. A proud postseason sponsor here tonight, along with Los Scales Elder Law. Protect your legacy. See, Gary, if you had a legacy, you'd want it protected.
Yeah, if I had a legacy, I'd be on a boat. Ka-ching. You can tip your waitress.
Try the veal.
Yeah. Enough of this frivolity. Let's get back to the serious stuff. As the ball goes into the safe hands of Sharon goalkeeper Colin Huff. Launches the ball high, trying to get Weigel on the attack. Well, Haynes making a run down the left wing from the left back position, taking on a couple of Sharon players. Wins the throw in around 20 yards away from the Sharon goal.
Under 14 to go here in the second half.
Titus picks up the ball, but unfortunately it's given away to a white shirt, not a yellow one. Beach, Bass, Roberts, all into play. Roberts being hounded in midfield. Plays the ball back to Bass, receives it back. Tries to play in Haynes, but it's picked up by a strong run from Weigel for Sharon on the right-hand side. Tries to play the ball inside to number 9, Jake Oakter, but it's well defended by Adrian Haynes. To say for Sharon, I don't know if somebody said something to Colson Weigel in the half time, but he's been a different player in the second half than he was in the first. This half, first half, he seemed to be running into a lot of blind alleys. This half, he's made some strong runs, particularly down that right-hand side of Sharon. And if you remember, basically he found himself in a lot of space earlier when he had a goal-scoring opportunity, which unfortunately for him and his team, he skied over the bar. Cam Cleland getting some applause from the Titusville bench. Coach was happy with the shift he's put in.
Hunter Titus coming in.
Hunter Titus coming in. Also known as Liam Thompson, I've been told. There's Colson Weigel again, but can't wriggle past Campbell Signs there. Not Campbell Signs, sorry. James Sciences. And a high ball launched up into the air for Cade Skinner to chase. But J.R. Stevenson and Sharon defense has other ideas. Ball's being played in the air quite a lot at the moment. You know, we have to send warning signs out to pigeons if we're not careful. Sure, this is a time of the game where the coaches are saying, play the ball on the ground. Control, control. Nice ball out from Chortro to Weigel on the right wing, but extremely well defended by the Titusville defense.
Easy for us to say in the warmth of the press box, but you don't want to let up now. There's 10 minutes here. You've got time, but you don't want to slow up at all either.
That's right. Game's become a little scrappy. So we still await for our first goal in this game with 10 minutes of regulation time to go. And a hopeful long ball launched towards Cade Skinner. But as soon as that ball bounced, you knew it was going to bounce away from him. Sam Rio with a long throw down the right wing. Finds Cade Skinner. Skinner under Titus. Under trying to find Cade again, but managed to play the ball infield to Peyton Bass. Peyton Bass to Roberts. Roberts is beautiful attempt there. Tries to play the ball through to Nick Wright, and Nick had just strayed offside. And a foul, I think, against Peyton Bass. No. I think Peyton Bass was fouled upon. Peyton launches the ball up to Nick Wright. He's got Dobosh to beat. Tries to turn him inside out. Dobosh stays with him. Still turning. Gets a shooting opportunity. And doesn't quite get the required power. Huff reads the situation in the Sharon goal and makes yet another save.
Well, the problem there is I think Nick held on to it maybe a few more seconds than he should have.
Well, I think he was just trying to turn and twist and make some space for himself, which he managed to do.
But in that length of time, defensively, you can kind of get ready to.
But again, that's kind of good defending. You know, you're trying to make the forward make a wrong decision. Signs now, plays Skinner. This is a chance. This is a chance. And I think as Cade was lining up to shoot there, the Sharon defender just about got his boot on the ball and I think took the speed away. But it's Chotro now. Chotro through for Sharon, but Haynes and Beach between them managed to calm the situation down, if not calm the commentator down.
Oh, looked like a handball. Close.
Roberts looking for Skinner in space on the left wing. Skinner picks the ball up the left wing. Wright's in the middle. Tries to find Wright, but Stevenson heads the ball away. Picked up by Barron. And Weagle's still running. He's run past the ball. He was running so fast he couldn't stop himself. Seven minutes to go, and it's really anybody's game now.
These Rocket fans are getting rowdy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all that rocket fuel. Adrian Haynes plays a nice ball through the signs, but again, Ethan Roberts trying to get past Nikolai Dobosh. Doesn't manage it. I'm not sure what that hand sign was from Nikolai. He seems to be admonishing one of his fellow defenders.
I think that's a sign to bunt.
Could be.
Oh, wait, no, that's different sport. Sorry.
Yeah. Just kick it out of there.
I don't know what it is, Gary. It seems like the last 10 minutes in the second half just sort of magically disappears. I mean, it goes fast.
Yeah. There's a chase on between Haynes. Haynes falls down. And the reason Haynes falls down is he was clipped by Colson Weagle. Ball in midfield for the Rockets now, trying to work it through. Some patient play here, but basically falls on. It's like waves washing against rocks, isn't it? Some of these attacks, both sides really. Adrian Haynes and Colson Weigel have been having quite a battle out on that far side this second half. Handball given against the Titusville Rockets in a dangerous position. Well, they said they were good at corners. What about free kicks from the edge of the penalty area? Weigel is going to take it. It's going to be interesting to see if he fancies a shot here or he's going to try and find one of his attackers in the penalty area. Villegas is at the far post. Chartres is in the middle. A lot of movement. Dobosh is there. That was an interesting little kind of toe poke there, but I don't think that Colson got the height that he wanted, and it was didn't clear the first man as the first defender, as is often said at soccer games. That's considered a cardinal sin if you don't clear the first defender from a corner kick or a free kick near the penalty area. Rockets managed to clear the ball away, but don't make too much headway, as Weigel has it on the far side again.
This is where the Rockets are going to have to find it in them and turn it up a notch or two here.
Yeah. And chance for Sharon to show their corner kick expertise once more. He's going to pull Villegas out on the far post there. But again, it's not really a great corner. It didn't really get past, didn't even reach the Titusville goal, and it's gone out harmlessly for a goal kick. Under 3 minutes to go now. Will we see a goal? I'd certainly have to say that Titusville's man of the match so far has been Braden Sprong, and that Sharon's man of the match so far has been Colin Huff, both of the goalkeepers. There were some fine performances in defense from both teams.
Nice move by Mr. Beach.
Yeah, Beach and Haynes and Bass and Rio have basically been a wall for Titusville, and certainly the Sharon defense has stood firm, magnificently marshaled by Nikolai Dobosh at number 7. Who's got a cannon of a foot, but he shot that one way past the Titusville byline for a goal kick. Is there going to be a last-minute winner? Sharon trying to push for it. Peyton Bass in the middle. Oof. And, well, Sam got away with that one there.
Wow. We'll have a chat
here come
tonight.
the Rockets now. Right, passes the ball through to Hunter Titus. Titus leaves the ball right, they get in each other's way, and J.R. Stevenson clears. And with 44 seconds to go, Rio needs to make a tackle here. Rio does make a tackle, because Ty Chotro was lining up to score a last-minute winner. Rio managed to catch him up and poke the ball away for safety. We've still got time for one more chance, though. But it's going to have to be quick. We've got about 10 seconds. Fine defensive play there by Rio. Holding off Villegas, but Villegas gets a cross in into the safe hands of Braden Sprong in the Titusville goal. And at the end of regulation, it's Titusville Rockets 0, Sharon Tigers 0.
Unbelievable, Gary. Unbelievable. Our coverage will continue right after this timeout. This is Titusville Rockets Soccer postseason action, brought to you by Los Scales Elder Law, protecting your legacy, by Missy's Arcade Restaurant, serving breakfast and lunch. Check out their daily specials. Our coverage will continue right after this.
Nothing says community more than local sports. Cheering on our favorite teams while our young athletes learn about hard work, teamwork, and building character. At Homerwood, community begins with our employees. Those same traits we look for in our athletes are the same characteristics we look for in our employees. And it shows in the quality of our products that we're proud to stand behind and on. From our employees and their families, we say thank you for making us part of your community. Go Rockets! Interstate Pipe and Supply is proud to announce their celebration of 50 years in business. Holding true to their motto, service means business, they offer a full knowledgeable staff, full fleet of trucks, and large product offering. They are not just a plumbing location, but a one-stop shop assisting homeowners and contractors quickly and efficiently. They have been a primary pipe supplier in Titusville for 40-plus years. Good luck to the Titusville Rockets this year, and thank you for making Interstate Titusville's premier pipe supplier. Fall and football go hand in hand, just like yards and the products made by Steel. At Titusville True Value, we offer a full selection of Steel chainsaws, pole saws, leaf blowers, weed eaters, and hedge trimmers to prepare your yard for fun this fall. So get the full lineup of Steel's equipment so the chores are out of the way so you can go out to play. Steel, available now at your Titusville True Value. Behind every good project is your Titusville True Value.
It's Joe Taylor Ford's 17th anniversary, and we are celebrating all month long. Get 0% APR for 72 months, plus 1,000 Ford credit bonus cash on a new 2018 Ford Escape, Edge, and Explorer. Or get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 2,800 additional savings off MSRP on a new 2018 Ford F-150 Super Crew XLT with 2.7-liter V6 EcoBoost. Make sure you take advantage of Joe Taylor Ford's top-of-the-line lifetime warranty on all new cars. See Joe Taylor. Thank you for 17 great years.
The Intensive Transitional Care Program at Titusville Area Hospital is a patient-centered, high-quality program for hospitalized patients recovering from illness or surgery who may no longer need to be in a traditional hospital setting but are not yet ready to return home. Regain your independence. Choose the Intensive Transitional Care Program at Titusville Area Hospital, where a high level of care, safety, and satisfaction is our top priority. Visit TitusvilleHospital.org for more information. Titusville Area Hospital. More than a hospital.
And welcome back to Oil City High School. It is the first overtime here tonight. I say that because last week, Gary, we went into double overtime. Yeah. What a match.
It was certainly back and forth. Towards the end of that game, ball just seemed to be being kicked from one end of the field to the other. We'll see how this carries on. But potentially we have two 15-minute periods of overtime. But whoever scores the next goal will win the game. And it's going to be Titusville to kick off. And we're away. Ball with Derek Beach, launches a long ball up to try and find Nick Wright, but cut out by our friend Nikolai. Weagle on the left-hand side, trying to find Villegas. Rio and Beach pushing the Tigers back. And ball well won by Cam Cleland, who launches the ball down to Nick Wright, but bounces off Nick and Wright pulls the ball down, sends a long ball down the right wing, trying to free up Cade Skinner. Skinner against Dobosh. Takes it to his right, shoots the ball, and angle is just too narrow, and it hits the upright and bounces out.
Wow.
But good move there by the Titusville Rockets. It's much more like it. Nick Wright knocks the ball across, trying to find Roberts, but there was Ben Barron, one of the forwards back there in defense, to help out, clear the ball. Skinner hits the right byline, sends the ball across, looking for Corey Peebles, but I think the ball ran out of play behind the goal. And Dobosh is going to take the goal kick. As the sun starts to set, long shadow over the field now, and the temperature's cooled quite a bit. Roberts with a shot. Decent effort, but the ball was always... Actually, sorry, I apologize. It was Cam Cleland with a shot. As I say, a good effort, but the ball was always rising and did not trouble Huff in the Sharon goal. Weagle looking to break, but Beach stops him in his tracks. Roberts, nice ball to Wright. Back to Cleland. Wright with the ball. Sam Rayo inside to Beach, cross to Haynes. Haynes inside to Roberts. Titusville trying to play the ball with short passes through the Sharon. Oh. And so number 10, Ty Chotro, decides to give Sam Rio a little love pat with a shove in the back, and he's given a yellow card for his pains and has been substituted. That's the sort of thing that coaches hate to see. It was needless, born out of frustration, and all you're doing with an action like that is just costing your team.
Well, and the other thing too, Gary, is intentional, but it wasn't. I think, if it was, I don't think you would have gone over and helped them up and, say, hey, sorry about that.
Yeah, but it's these rushes of blood to your head that basically show that your composure is being eroded. And it's important in situations like this where it's literally sudden death that that's when you need your players to stay calm. Easy for me to say. Villegas with a throw. Poor one. Straight to Rio. Rio knocks the ball up, tries to find Bass, but ball's hit out of play. Skinner and Wright on the break now. Wright on the outside. Skinner plays him in. No, he plays the ball across to Roberts on the right side. Robert tries to pull the ball across, but it's an easy one for goalkeeper Huff, who launches the ball downfield looking for his offense and finding his offense. Weagle on the right wing, trying to find left Harris. That's a tongue twister, left Theris. Cleveland's dropped back a little bit. Nice flick by Wright, finding Skinner in the middle. Wright's on the outside. Skinner ignores him, goes for goal!
Yeah!
And scores in the far corner. Excellent piece of soccer there by the Titusville Rockets. It was a lovely back heel by Wright to set up Skinner. Skinner basically took on the Sharon defense. Wright was used as a decoy to distract the defense. Skinner kept his cool.
Here it is, Gary, here it is.
And passed the ball into the far corner across the body of Colin Huff, who is distraught and on the floor, but there was absolutely nothing whatsoever he could do about that goal.
Watch that play, Gary.
Beautiful. Touches the ball with the outside of his foot to set him up, and he just passes the ball into the space where the goalkeeper isn't. So, overall, a victory. I don't know if I can't remember when Titusville last won a playoff game, Luke. So a little bit of history made tonight for the Titusville Rockets high school boys team.
Well, that means they should be playing Wednesday now.
Yeah. And,
wow.
Yeah. And condolences to the Sharon Tigers, who fought literally tooth and nail, as Tigers do.
Yeah, one heck of a game, Gary. Wow.
And the Rockets go flying on. Reach for the stars.
Incredible.
Again, it was the forward play which of the Titusville Rockets, exemplified by Skinner, Roberts, and Wright, that eventually managed to come through in the end.
That's just beautiful. What a kick. Cade knew it as soon as that left his foot.
Absolutely. And the role that Nick Wright played in it, because the defenders are almost expecting Cade to knock the ball sideways, where Nick might have a better opportunity to shoot. But it's a beautiful move. Took out the Sharon defender with the outside of his boot, set himself up, and it sounds silly in a split second, but he just took his time and calmly picked his spot and found it.
Great play.
So we end up with the Titusville Rockets moving on in the playoffs, having defeated the Sharon Tigers in overtime, 1-0. And certainly they did the city proud tonight.
Absolutely, and there they are huddled up. What a great sight. Yeah. Scored by senior Cade Skinner. Wow. Their season is not done. They move on, and those smiles are well-deserved. Nice job, gentlemen. Nice job.
And let's give a big hand for Titusville's defense tonight, which certainly made amends for the 4-goal collapse last week.
That's right. In the second half,
they stood strong, and I would be remiss if we didn't mention the part that Braden Sprong played in that game. 2 absolutely vital, really vital saves in that second half to keep the Rockets in the game.
That's going to wrap up our broadcast tonight. I think we continue on Wednesday, Gary.
Let's hope the weather holds.
Yeah, we'll see. They might be playing in snow. I'm not sure.
All right.
Hey, for Adam Bodemer, our camera operator, Gary Barnes doing play-by-play, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Luke Rio, and that wraps up our coverage of Titusville Rocket soccer here in the postseason. They move on to the next round, and our postseason coverage brought to you by Low Scales Elder Law, protects your legacy, and by Missy's Arcade Restaurant, serving breakfast and lunch, plus your daily specials. Now our Usual suspects here of great sponsors, been here all season with us. State Farm Insurance, Oil Creek Plastics, Interstate Pipe and Supply, Larry's Auto Service, True Value Hardware, Armstrong, Anderson Physical Therapy, Titusville Dairy Products Company, the Meadville Medical Center, Titusville Area Hospital, Joe Taylor Ford, The Barking Lot, Community Connect Federal Credit Union, the Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, Homerwood, Clifford's Carpets and Waterbeds, Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning, Family Video, and Corky's Pizza and Subs. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been Titusville Rocket Boys Soccer here from Oil City as they defeat the Sharon Tigers to move on in the playoffs.